Derek, thanks for joining us today. Can you tell us just a little bit first about yourself and your business?
Sure. Well, my name is Peggy Kinnane. I'm the owner here. I've been open for 17 years in Arlington Heights here. I'm a contemporary Irish upscale pub, very family friendly. I'm originally from Ireland. I came out to America when I was 20 years old with a couple of friends and lived on the East Coast and moved around over the years. Here I ended up in Chicago.
So what's your first experience working with somebody with a disability? Is Peggy Kinnane's the first experience or somewhere else?
Yeah, it is actually the first experience. I've never worked, in the workplace previously with people with disabilities, believe it or not. So when I started to, get involved here with disabled people, it was a first experience and a good experience.
Great work, Oliver.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
So what do you have to do with those patrons?
I have to fold them.
Okay. You got them ready for the staff?
Yeah.
Well, it smells great back here, Oliver. You got a good place to work, huh?
Yeah.
So what concerns did you have? Because I would imagine when you first hire somebody, maybe there's some reservations there, anything that...
I'll be honest with you, and I spoke to my wife about this morning and we were kind of briefly chatting about certain questions and I really didn't have any concerns, and I think that's one of the things that employers that maybe are skeptical and maybe a little afraid to employ is that they're scared, I think, for the wrong reasons. My staff here that I've had, I have 6 now that work for me, have just been easy to work with and have had no problems and really no concerns whatsoever.
That's great. Tell me a little bit about the first person you hired.
Well, the first person I've hired is still with me. Her name is Kathy. She's been here probably about 13 years.
That's great.
And she works every Friday and Saturday. She's quite the personality. She rolls silverware. So we put her in the kitchen, we set up a table for her, and she comes in around 6 o'clock. She'll stay till about 8:45. She's dropped off, she's picked up, and she is she's a character herself. I mean, she's in her 50s now, and she fires my son every weekend, who's 26-year-old manager here. This is part of her personality, where she just kind of runs around the place giving orders, and we just love her for who she is. Our place wouldn't be the same without her.
Oh, that's great. So tell me a little bit about some of your other employees. What jobs did they do for you?
Okay, I have one gentleman at the door. He's been with me for 12 or 13 years also. He's here a long time. He also holds down a regular full-time job during the day. That he's been at that company for 26 years. Believe it or not, he happens to be a neighbor of mine. He lives fairly close to me in Palatine. His family have been coming here for years. He's a host at the front door. He works anywhere from 3 to 4 shifts a week based on how we need him. And he loves coming to work. He just loves coming to work. He'll actually call me up and ask me, can he come to work tonight, or do you need me tonight? So, and we see, the difference in him when he walks in the door. This is really home away from home for him. Really, the rest of my staff just, take him under their wing and we look out for him, we take care of him. I have a girl who comes in here, her name is Rachel. She's here a couple of days a week. She's my newest employee. She's been here maybe 5 or 6 months. She's blind and she's got some other disabilities as well. She rolls silverware 2 days a week. And the one thing I love about Rachel and her mom, and how the parents are involved, is that, Rachel rolls silverware. She sits right back here where we're sitting, and her mom created this picture frame that's the same size as a napkin when you open up the napkin. So she opens up the napkin and she puts it inside this picture frame, and it sits in there perfectly. And inside this picture frame are 2, for what it's worth, chopsticks that are glued to the bottom, the base of it. So when she puts the napkin in, she puts the silverware in between those chopsticks, and that's her.
She can feel it.
She can feel it, and that's her guide, to roll it up. And you know, and her mom, Michelle, you know, comes in here. She has a couple of girls that are with her every week also, but I love to see her mom in here and, you know, see the smile it brings to her mom's face. And so Rachel is my newest employee. I also have a gentleman that works in the kitchen. His name is Oliver. He's got autism. He's here 2 days a week. He will do everything from separating cheeses, labeling, you know, when the food was put together, wrapping lemons for our seafood. He'll roll silverware, he'll roll the aprons and napkins and towels together for my kitchen staff. And he's been here Oliver's been here at least 18 months.
So Oliver, how do you like working here?
Great.
You've been working here for a while now, right?
Yeah.
So you like it? So tell me what you're working on.
Oh, I'm working on aprons and towels.
All right, is that the first thing you do every time when you come into work?
Yeah.
Pretty much? Cool. How many days a week do you work?
Tuesday to Thursday.
All right. So this is the end of your work week. Last day. Then you come back on next Tuesday, right?
Yeah, I'm coming back Tuesday. I'm gonna work every day.
All right. So what's your favorite part of working here? What do you like? What part of the job is your favorite?
Doing cheese,
Oh,
lemons,
geez. Nice.
aprons and towels.
All right.
And then I have Sam, who's away in college right now. He's got autism. He's a full-time bus boy in the summer here. When he comes home over spring break and Christmas, and he comes here and he works, you know, anywhere from 15 to 30 hours a week. Unbelievable worker. This man is unbelievable. You know, he drives his own car, but personality, he's funny, you know. And I tell you, you know, one of my hardest working people here, and I mean that, one of my hardest working individuals here. You know, we just love having him. We love having Sam, yeah.
I'll let his mom know. She probably does know. So how does, you have obviously other employees that work here. How do they interact with your employees with disabilities? Do you feel like you're training them in some way on how to work with people with disabilities, or is it just sort of a natural thing?
I'd say it's a combination of both. You know, I mean, I noticed that the staff that we have here, they really interact and look forward to having, you know, them walk into work, and as I said, they all have different personalities and they're funny in their own little ways, you know, and my staff here have been here. I have a lot of longevity, you know. I have my original bartenders that I opened 17 years, and a lot of my wait staff are here 10 years plus, and kitchen staff. So they've been working side by side with you know, them for a long time. So it makes a big difference in their day at work too, because, you know, we do look forward to them coming into work. That it just kind of lightens the mood and puts everybody in a. I think we count our blessings at the same time, you know, and you know, and it does make such a big difference to the workplace, working side by side with people with disabilities.
That's great. How about your customers? Have you seen any?
Oh yeah, I have seen, because a lot of my customers here have been coming in here since we opened, and I think they really appreciate what we do. And I'll tell you, you know, a lot of the people, my employees with disabilities, I've met them through here, through their families, you know, at least 5 of them out of the 6. And that's how I kind of started, you know, and so they'll come in when their families are working, when they're, you know, and the customers themselves have gotten to know the majority of, by name, of our employees, you know, and it does make a difference to them, and they will tell us and remind us, you know, how grateful and thankful they are that we do, you know, what we do, and when we do it for the reasons that are our reasons, and that's simply because we want to give them the opportunity and make them feel important, excuse me, and special and part of the community in the workplace. Exactly, yes.
So, because we always tell families that it's not who you know, it's who knows you. So, like you say, some of the people you've hired, they're customers of your restaurant that have been here for a long time. They know you, you know their kids to start off with. I think that's a great way to make employment relationships, whether it's here or anywhere else in the community.
Absolutely, yes.
So what do you think are the most positive aspects of having employees with disabilities for your business?
I think it's very simple. That answer is just what it, just as I've kind of answered it, just what it brings to the workplace. It brings happiness, it brings a positive outlook, and it brings a different type of energy to our business. It really does.
So we talked a little bit about Michelle and how she helps Rachel by getting the, you know, kind of modifying the work so that her daughter can be successful. Are there any other things that you would like parents to know? Like what could they do to better prepare their son or daughter to work and to just be a part of the community? Any advice that you would have?
Well, I suppose, every child's needs are different. I think that's something that obviously has to be taken into consideration. I certainly would encourage them, to give them all the confidence in the world that they need. And if you do find the right employer, I try to treat, my employees with, very similar. If one of my, special needs kids are not working like I need them to work, I need to be able to call them aside and say, okay, here's what I need, and sometimes you have to have that firm touch and let them know that, they are here and the job that they perform is an important job. And I need to give them the guidance, and I think that the parents, they need to give them the guidance and get them ready for the workplace by, I suppose, preparing them for a different authority figure. They've had their parents in their life, and this is who they have come to depend on, and their siblings. And now you're going to go into the workplace with maybe a stranger, or in cases like me, I'm not a stranger because I've gotten to know, but I think just preparing them for a different authority figure and letting them know that, this gentleman or this lady is going to be, your boss now, and you need to be able to listen to them, and they're here to help you, but be prepared, to be given direction from them.
Right, I agree. And how about other businesses? What could you say to another business to say, people with disabilities make great employees? What would be your advice to another business if they're thinking about hiring someone?
Oh my God, well, I think for the businesses that don't have people with disabilities, they're missing out. And I would really encourage them to jump on board here and make our special needs kids part of the community, people with disabilities, make them feel important, because they are important. And it does bring a different level and a different atmosphere to the workplace. And if you're not hiring them, you're really missing out on a good thing for your business.
Well, thank you for saying that. I mean, that's our message always to businesses, that our kids make great employees
Yes.
if they're given the chance, particularly if you match their skills with what a business needs. We could really do wonderful things for a business, and we generally find that our employees are very loyal and hardworking when they get that right fit. So I really appreciate you saying that. And I do want to recognize too that your business received the 2017 Disability Employment Awareness Award from the Arlington Heights Commission for Disabled Citizens. So I'm sure you're honored for that. I think that's fantastic.
Yes.
And thank you just for hiring people with disabilities and for spreading the word that they do make good employees. We appreciate that as a family and as a community. Is there anything else that you'd like to share? But for us, we just want to thank you for your time and all that you've done.
Well, you're welcome, and thanks for having me. We are, I'm a family-run business. As I said, my wife works here, my youngest son is here, and we're just very proud to be a part of a community and very proud to be hire people with disabilities, and we will continue to do so. And I will encourage my fellow business owners to do the same, and I have done that since I've received that award. So we're just we're happy to be here for them.
Oh, great! Thank you so much. We really appreciate all that you do.
You're welcome.
And you have
Thanks,
a great
Linda.
restaurant.
Thanks, Linda. I appreciate it. Spread the word.
Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Linda.
Great job.